Shafa, Shafa, Shafa. You all know about the shoe factory that goes in a circle, right? Usually, and everybody's sitting around the circle, and each person put one part of the shoe. They call it assembly, right? Assembly. So one person will put his sole, and then that's all they do. Do, next. Then the other guy will put something, right? At the end of the line, there's a guy called quality control. Alright? Got it? Yeah? Yeah. They'll check the shoe. Okay, this one, good. This one, good. This one, no good. You throw away. Right? Got it? Yeah. So at the end of the day, the manager will come, okay, and he will see the rejected shoes are so many. And then the okay shoes are so little. What does that mean? Tell me.
Someone is not doing his job well.
What else? There is something wrong in what? The system. You don't know where.
There's something wrong.
Right? But the guy who rejects, because let's say he's going for America, right? If you export something from India and it's broken, nobody will buy it.
True.
That's why some companies, even the small little mistake, they reject it.
Yeah.
Especially American companies.
Factory failures.
Yeah. Even as a small dent in India, they'll keep it. Let's say the case, right? The case is dented a little bit, rejected. So when people buy something like the phone, right? They will look everything, Even there's a small dent, they say reject. So when you reject it, the money is wasted.
True.
The company will lose, right? Or you have so much of work and time and all the things rejected. So you know what a good manager will do? Watch. A good manager will go. Turn off. You go there and you hit the button. Stop the bell. Because the guy who rejects the shoes, he don't know which part of that assembly. So, let's make it a TC thing. If somebody reports to Ranjan, hey, the cook say the eggs are missing. Some residents say his mother brought him a nice pants, it's missing. The staff said the two guys are getting high. Something's wrong.
Correct.
That's when they stop. That's when everybody gets it. Not for individual situation. If it's the whole house, then you have to stop it. You understand? You have to stop it, and what they do normally is all the job functions are removed.
Yeah.
Then they do a lot of confrontation, observation, discussion, and then everything is ready, hit the button.
Because that one thing is impacting everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does everybody get it now?
Yeah.
Because the idea is that if you want to change, the belt must run properly. In other words, this must run properly. All of this. The norms, the philosophy, the rules, the structure, all of these things must run the way it's supposed to run. Listen, ask me any question you want. If I can answer, I'll answer. If I don't know, I don't know. I don't know everything. Okay?
Before I forget, I wanted to ask you a question.
Where?
The structure, divided into 4 stages, right?
Uh-huh.
You have a set time limit for every stage, span?
There is that.
What is the minimum and the maximum that
That depends on program to program. But there's kind of a set stage. Okay? If somebody is taking too long, then there's something is wrong. Okay. Let me answer you this way. You guys are really making me work very hard.
We're just trying to get the best
We are
out of
making
it.
it out of your very best.
All right.
And he's taking the best out of it.
So they're asking me, just now they asked me about Peter pay for Paul.
Oh, okay.
And why one person mistake, everybody has to pay. So I kind of explained that already. You can ask
They will,
them
they
to
will,
repeat
they
it
will
back,
explain it to the family.
back to you, and back to you also, you know? All right. How long is each stage, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You know, how many of you are fathers? Okay? All right. But all of you know, right? All of you at some point in your life have seen a baby being born, right? And then usually the doctor will say, bring back after 30 days or something like that.
Right.
You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
When you go to bring your new baby, thank you. The doctor will put the baby on what, you know? On a scale. You notice that?
Yeah.
On a weighing scale. Usually sleeping, right? Then they'll take a tape and they will measure.
The height.
Because the science says a baby after 30 days should be this height
And
Should weigh
and this weight.
And with this much, yeah.
You see, that's the science.
yeah.
So that means in phase 1, you are supposed to have done this and that. That determines the time.
Okay.
Okay.
See? Now, if you go to, so if a baby after 1 year, it should be, like, you know, that's why some babies after 2 months, they cannot talk, they know something is wrong. Because you're supposed to be able to da, 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 da. You're supposed to be able to say that, I think, in 1 year. So they know whether you're a slow learner. That's when the doctor will send for hearing tests, all kinds of tests they do. So that's, some people here have psychiatric issues, many issues. All right? So that's why that is more individually driven, not community driven. That's why they have, I don't know how they do in Shafa, but we have case conferences. When they do the face movement, so each case is individually discussed in the staff. And then they'll make a decision. Then everybody say, I think Ashok is ready to move to the next place. Then all the staff, I agree. Some people say, no, I disagree. Because this guy, after Ranjan, you don't know, you go home after 5 o'clock. Oh my God, he's different, you know. All of that information is in the book. It's in the TV cameras. Everybody can see.
Okay.
Got it?
Thank you. Thank
Okay. So it's pretty much individualized. And also the feedback. The feedback from the community is very important. So if you are a department head in the kitchen, he's the coordinator, Ranjan might ask you, hey, what's your name?
Sumant.
Suman.
Suman. He might ask you, hey, what do you think of Suman? He has to give me an honest feedback. He cannot say, oh, Suman is, you know, like Gandhi. Then they are friends, right? He said, so do you think he's ready to move on? That's his job as a coordinator. Because I think he is. Because of da-da. Right? That's why we say compensation. So a good community will get feedback from the community, from the staff, even from the security guard. We'll get feedback from the driver. Everybody. That's why they call it a transdisciplinary meeting. And then the decision is made. Let's move up. Sometimes, Baya, listen. Even in school, if you do well, they move you to next standard. If you don't well, what they do? They keep you in that standard. Because you are telling us that you need to learn more about standard 2.
Correct.
Yes.
Why am I going to put you in standard 3 if you haven't finished learning standard 2?
Correct.
You see that the structure here? It also is a kind of mediates the reward system. Watch the next slide. So upward mobility, when you get a job change, right, is opposite from a downward mobility. That means in the subculture you go from drop out school, ganja, heroin, go to jail, you know, it's getting worse and worse and worse. You come here, it's changed, you're going to go up, okay? You can hide in your house, but you cannot hide in Shafa.
Correct.
Yeah. Very
True. Everybody's watching you.
Right? Let me repeat that again. You can hide in your house, but you cannot hide in yourself. Because it's transparent. Where else but in our common ground can we find such a mirror? That's as if I am you and you are me. Do you know, even if you are in the toilet too long, somebody will then say, hey, yeah, it's only 10 minutes, man. Morning meeting going to start.
That's true.
You saw that?
That's true. I mean, we've all experienced
Hey, come on, I need some time for myself. No, this is a very transparent community because we want to see you. You have all the time to be alone when you go home. All the time. Think about it. The time that you spend in Shafa is like a sand in the ocean. Think about it. Unless you relapse and relapse and relapse. That's your time. But if you do everything right, then it's a very small time. So in order to know that, it's a very transparent system. And that is stressful. I know that. I know it's very stressful. But this stress is a kind of a stress that reveals, I don't know how you guys are going to teach this. Remember that the guy, like, wake up.
Yeah.
The structure is designed to surface both your weakness, your deficits, and your strengths. If it reveals that you have leadership qualities, then you'll be a department head. But if you have reveals that the fact that you don't care, you don't participate, you're not motivated, you are dead inside, you don't give a about anything, that means something is wrong with you. Right? So how do we tell your parent, hey, how's Ashok doing? How to say? What is that to say? Right? That's why we have the hierarchy structure. To see, like, listen, it's like this. You go to the gym, right? Why you go to the gym? You want to improve your muscles, right? So what do? We give you a small weight first. We give you 50 pounds, right? No problem. Then if you're okay, we give you 100. Now you're increasing the weight. That is why the higher you go, the more is expected from you. You understand? If you are in the third phase and you act like you are in the first phase, that's something not right. And if it is, it's okay. It's okay. Trust me, it's okay. Because sometimes everybody makes a mistake. This is what people don't understand. It's okay. You sit down, you go to the staff, you say, I'm sorry, it's just too much going on. They'll counsel you, they'll talk to you, give you some learning experience, and you go back. You know why? This is a learning environment. This is not an ashram. This is not to make you into a Catholic priest. No, here people, are people. They have good days, bad days, and that's where they all support each other. You understand? So let's say you got demoted. And then everybody will say, hey, Baya, don't worry, man. The older members, it's okay. See what you can learn from this. And then be positive. And then go to your counselor and say, I want to, my learning experience to be lifted. Because I've learned this, that, and that. That's all it is. Because it's a learning community, right?
Yes,
sir. Okay. The daily schedule. And it's very repetitive, okay? Because life is repetitive. What did your father do? Go to work, come back, have dinner, talk to you. Tomorrow morning, what do? Go to work, come back. Right? Now, if you are Donald Trump, it's okay. What's the very rich man in India?
Ambani.
If you are Ambani can wake up in the morning and say, what's for breakfast? Omelette. I don't like omelette. Call the pilot. I want to go to Chennai. Have some dosa. He can. Right?
He can.
He got his own plane.
Yeah.
He got his own pilot.
And he can reach there in 2 hours.
He get how many hours?
2 hours.
2 hours or even shorter to Chennai. Go to have lunch
1.5 hours.
and come back. Can you?
No.
You and I do the same thing. Right? But if you are Bhavani, you got a drug problem, you also be bad. Sure. Right? So you see now how you see all the wheels? Everything is synchronized, everything is interconnected. You have the values, the norms, the structure, the jaw function, the face system, and all of that. And what I am kind of happy is that in Shafa, I think you have most of this.
Yeah, correct. Most of it.
You
Yeah.
have most of it. Which means, the play yesterday was amazing. Listen, let me tell you guys something. You know how long I've done this work?
No, sir.
About 35 years. 35 years. Now, I've taught this around the world, and I know one thing. And that is, if your Shafa community is not a community, yesterday would not have happened.
That's true.
That I know for sure. What in some TCs they hire outside dancers to come and dance. But you guys did everything. I found out even the costume was done here.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That means that wheel is really, maybe it's not 100% perfect, but it's working.
It's working.
I think you guys are doing great. I must tell you. All of you are doing really well.
Thank you.
And really, I mean it. I mean it. You're in a good place. And this is a kind of an opportunity for you to kind of how many of you have seen ice hockey?
In
good.
TV. On TV.
On TV.
On
Yeah.
TV?
On TV, not in real life.
Right.
Television. Yeah.
Do you know in ice hockey in America, if you do something wrong, what do they do with you? No.
In Canada, they did.
If you do something wrong,
No, but what did they do with you? Come on, guys, you all say you see. You see the penalty box?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Everybody know the penalty box?
Yeah.
If you cannot play the game, you're too rough, your coach will pull you, the coach will say, you go and sit. Sit
Consider the penalty.
and calm down.
Yeah.
Right? So let us say you're the goalkeeper, right? The goalkeeper. And you do something wrong. They'll take you out and they do what? Put another goalkeeper there.
Yeah, substitute.
I think.
Got it?
I think it's with every game. Football.
Every game. Now, my point is, if you are here because you cannot play your game of life,
Correct.
that's why
That's true.
you are in a box.
True.
And in this box, so if you are a father, how many of you are fathers? Right? When at 2 a.m, if your baby have a toothache, you're supposed to take them to the dentist. And you cannot, you know why? Because you're here. You're here.
Correct.
And when you are here, somebody is taking your role.
Somebody's doing that.
Think about it. Right? There's a goalkeeper, and everybody needs a goalkeeper, right?
Somebody's being.
Everybody needs a son. Everybody needs a father.
Correct.
Everybody needs a brother. And you're here. And the question is, what do you do here? Right? And that's what it is. You watch you play the game of life in the context of Shafa. Learn to play it right. The structure, the board, the phase system, the rules, the good thing, the fun, the hiking, going to the yoga, everything. It's a whole person. And then when you're ready, you go back.
And I think this is a very good, what you just said, it's a very good motivation for everyone to play this role well.
Exactly. You understand?
Because, fill in the blank, because when you play it here,
You will be able to play it everywhere.
that's time.
No, when you play it right here.
Here.
Right.
And
Play it
listen,
there.
Right.
You
even
play it wrong here.
You play it wrong.
and my
there.
concept is, even if you play it wrong here, it's okay. You learn from it.
Correct.
You fall down, you stand up,
Correct.
you get a little haircut, somebody come and give you a talk and say, yo, Baya, you do this. And because you failed there, that's it. That's real life. You, listen, if you do something wrong in the kitchen, you lose your kitchen job, right? But you can get back your job. You steal from the company, you're gone.
You're gone.
They fire you. And it'll be in your resume. And then if they call your old company and they ask you, yo, what happened? Yo, this guy. No.
This guy was terminated.
Exactly. So in this community, you can fail and you can fail safely. When I go to a community anywhere, right, one of the first things I do is I evaluate the community. Well, I'm an experienced teacher, right? And I have evaluated you all from the video, from the Zoom. I'm not stupid. I can see from the Zoom. I saw from last night. So the level of information I give depends on the quality that I see.
Exactly.
There are some places I go, I would never say this kind of, that depth level.
Right.
I have to explain a lot more, but here I really didn't have to, you know. I know you guys got it, because you have you already heard it from him, most of it, right? So you can see that what I'm saying is just reinforcing what he's saying, that is science. I know a lot of people, and I'm going to speak from my heart, especially even in America. Many of these idiot guys, they sit down the programs every day, and they look what's wrong. The breakfast is no good, this stuff not good, that stuff is not good. They spend all their day looking outside.
Finding faults.
Never once ask the question, what's wrong with me? The truth is, there is no perfect system. None. You want a perfect system? Go to Shurga. I don't know how perfect is there too. There is none.
True.
You understand? There's no perfect hospital, no perfect college. If you want to find the mistakes, you can find it. So that's why they say, one of my staff will say, don't punch a hole, fill a hole. If you think there's something wrong, go speak to him. Or speak to the staff, have a community meeting, discuss it. Make it better for the next guy who comes.
Comes in. Great.
Right?
That's it.
That's why there's no such thing as every one of us can make a mistake. And that's why we have a concept, which is leave the place better than you found it. So when you leave Shafa must be better than when you first come.
Great.
Shafa, Shafa.